Former military lawyer David Mcbride has been sentenced to 5 years and 8 months jail in the ACT Supreme Court for sharing classified military documents with journalists. Mcbride pleaded guilty to 3 charges, including theft and sharing more than 200 documents classified as secret with members of the press. Elizabeth Byrne.
Yeah, David Mcbride has been sentenced for 5 years and 8 months with parole, with a non-parole period of 27 months. So he'll probably be out in less than a little bit of more than 2 years. But yeah, this has been a fuckery on the part of the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Australia should not have continued with the sentencing of Mcbride. This should have been axed once the former government got ousted and the new government came in. They should have cut it. Yeah, this is a dark day, as they would say, but I want to highlight Michael West, who is an independent journalist, is also very much a source on Friendly Geordies and those types of news things, who say this quote: "This is a monumentous day for the justice system in Australia. David Mcbride, a Afghan war crimes whistleblower, has been packed off to prison for 5 years and 8 months, a non-parole period of 27 months. He engaged no lives. He was not involved in the murder of 39 Afghan civilians by the army. Its generals remain decorated, off scot-free. Army command and defense chiefs have taken no responsibility." Mcbride had complained through the restaurant army channels. His complaints about the proper legal proceedings fell upon deaf ears. This is an essential administrative story where a lawyer saw failure in the legal procedure and was rebuffed when he tried to go through the right channels, and eventually went to the press to reveal the failure, and then had his life destroyed.
Has the latest from outside court. Good afternoon, Liz. So tell us more about what happened there.
Well, we've had a very long judgment in the court today, where the judge outlined his findings about the arguments put in favour and against Mr Mcbride going to jail. You'll remember he pleaded guilty to the 3 charges, and he was given a 10% discount for that plea. But the judge rejected assertions like, for instance, that he said he didn't believe that he was breaking the law, and he said that he'd become so convinced of his own correctness that he went ahead with what he did anyway.
He went ahead anyway because he knew it was the right fucking thing to do. And I'm just gonna fucking blast this guy, this judge. David Mossop. I don't know if I said that right. I don't give a shit. This guy, this guy right there, his statement on, he shouldn't have gone ahead with it anyway because, he knew he was doing the wrong thing. He's doing the wrong thing in, doing the public a service, because the brass couldn't fucking do their job and punish people who committed war crimes. Instead, they wanted to keep their little medals on their chest. I have the full respect for, the army and all that. But, what they've just done to Mcbride, who is probably one of the great people from this whole fucking war. One of the great heroes of it, who we'll see in maybe a few decades' time as someone who's controversial but is a hero. Maybe. At least right now he's a fucking hero to a lot of people, but and the fact that they kind of just stonewalled him into a guilty verdict because, I don't know, the government argued that the potential of the key evidence jeopardized security and the defense of Australia. Great. And the ABC then just didn't, want to help either. Anyway, let's keep going with this video.
Even though he should have known because he was a military lawyer. So the judge has sentenced him to 5 years and 8 months, but he'll be out much sooner than that on parole, very likely. His non-parole period is only a bit over 2 years.
And what's been the reaction to the sentence, Elizabeth?
Well, there was quite a vocal reaction inside the courtroom from supporters sitting in the public gallery. The judge at one point suggested he might clear the gallery if they didn't quieten down, but after he'd left, there was sort of more calling out, people very upset at the jail term.
And rightfully so. Like, oh, this is honestly a big cognitive screw up on the part of defense. Completely. On the part of the Commonwealth, this is completely a screw up. And even this judge, even though he is an absolute fuckwit, probably, he did go on to say that the Commonwealth had argued the disclosure of such. No, that's not it. Mossop noted that the Australian Defence Force had taken no steps to investigate whether any of the risks had elevated or there was evidence to suggest they had. And with this, the courtroom erupted with shouting as the sentence was delivered on Tuesday, with some supporters yelling, "Shame on you! Shame on the court!" And Mossop had also, well, obviously told them, if you don't quiet down, I'll clear the courtroom. This is, yeah, this is a shameful day for Australia. A shameful day. A hero has just been sentenced. Now we're going to conclude this video because it is getting long. With a cut-off statement from his lawyer, who's a Chad, Mark Davis. But Mark Davis pretty much, yeah. He goes on, and I'll play you the last of this before they cut off the recording of Mark Davis, to go back to the newsroom, because they only gave 3 minutes to this story. 3 minutes to a hero. God damn.
That's what he had to say outside the court.
We will be lodging an appeal. And we now, thanks to some recent social media activities, we have the funds to lodge an appeal. And we're going to do so. And the basis of that appeal is not so much today. It was the decision that His Honour made some months ago when we changed our plea to guilty on the meaning of duty. is on a rule. The duty of an Australian military officer effectively has one meaning, and that is to obey orders. Well,